Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode. Where are we at? 718. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Trash and recycling day. I did remember my hair. I got a haircut the other day and I don't think they took enough off the top. It just doesn't feel right, doesn't look right. Anyway, it's trash day, it's recycling day. I remembered. Fortunately, my neighbors on the other side, Frank's over. Let me get my bearings. Frank's this way. Over here, oh, I should know that because the window faces the neighbors that put the bins out yesterday afternoon. So it was top of mind. We went to dinner last night, so took the bins, recycling, and my recycling bin is super overflowing because that's what happens when I get these Goodwill pallets because I toss so much in the recycle bin, whether it's cards themselves that are just beat up and you know beaters, or some of the plastic that's in there. I just toss it in the recycle bin. So it was overflowing. So I took care of that. We went to dinner last night. My mother-in-law's birthday. By the way, happy Cubs World Series anniversary. It was on this day 6 years ago. The Chicago Cubs did the unbelievable, and they came back to defeat the Cleveland Indians in Game 7 of the World Series. Oh, what a day it was. I did have tears. It coincided with our my wife and I were engaged at the time, and we were going through wedding planning, and our dinner tasting was scheduled at our wedding venue for November 2nd, 2016, which, as we all know, the Cubs were playing the Indians in Game 7 of the World Series, and I skipped the wedding tasting to stay home on the couch to watch the Cubs in the World Series. My wife actually was, and my wife's not a big baseball fan. She's not a sports fan at all, but she does enjoy basketball. She likes March Madness, but she was itching to get home, and I think she was able to get home by the sixth inning of the World Series, Game 7. So happy anniversary. It's been 6 years. Man, I remember it so well. We were at our old house. We were actually just we moved into this house like 2 weeks later. November, I think like the 15th is when we started moving into this house. So and I remember I stayed up. I mean, I stayed up and obviously watched the whole game, watched all of the post game coverage. I had the scanner app on. I was listening to like the Chicago PD scanner app of like all of the celebrations in Wrigleyville. It was an amazing time. So, who do we have in the chat today? Happy Cubs anniversary. Victor is with us. Go Cubs, go. Brian, what's happening? Matt Marg, good morning to you. David says good morning. I'll have to check out the new eBay listings. I will talk about that. I listed over 1,200 cards, like 1,200 different cards in my eBay store yesterday. It wasn't like a Bowman U where I listed 100 different cards, but 12 of each. No, 1,200 different cards, roughly. Let's see. Kyle, what's up, Kyle? Wave 2 of the blowout deal spent twice as much as wave 1. That's how it's supposed to go. And then by Black Friday, you're supposed to spend all of your money that you have. Gonna resist the urge to rip all the boxes. That's awesome. Wave 2 actually didn't have anything I wanted. I haven't bought anything in the blowout waves. So we'll talk about that. So we're going to talk, David, we're going to touch on my eBay listings. Kyle, we're going to touch on the blowout deals. We're also going to talk about product release dates. We've got some new dates released by Topps. So we'll talk about those as well. Zach and Porter, what's happening? Terry's with us. Victor had so many tears. What a game. Oh, amazing. It's kind of crazy, like when you really think about it, how much we I guess that's why the term fanatic is fits us. Like how much emotion we have for a game, a team, a player. It's amazing. Andrew, what's happening? Paige and Deanie Bean in the house. Victor says, go Cubs. Dan is here. How many cards did you have when you moved into this? Oh, that's a great question. How many cards did I have when I moved into this house? Probably a million. Probably right around 1 million. And now I'm probably over 3 million. And I'm trying to get that number down. My bulk lot is still available. So yeah, probably right around 1 million. And so when I moved to Madison in 2014, I probably had 40,000. 20, well, I'm trying to think. I had my shelf was smaller than one of these cheap plastic. It was basically, and I think I still have the shelf I kept all my cards on. It's buried in the cards over there. So maybe only like 20,000 now that I think about it, because that's a pretty small shelf that I had. It was full, and my wife, the first time she came to, I had moved to an apartment here when I first moved here on short notice, and when my wife and I had started dating, she came over, and she's 20,000 cards, and she's like, "Oh my God, that's the most baseball cards I've ever seen." And now she gets to live with 3 million, 20,000 to 3 million. So that you just have to go and stay. You can't just bring home 3 million cards, because that will like shock her. So if you do it in time, if you do it like, if you start out small, here's another 10,000, here's another 10,000. All of a sudden it's like, whoa, you've got 100,000 cards. Oh, let's double it up, 200,000. Oh, here's a 400,000 load. And 8 years later, here we are. Let's see. Zach says, I went through a lot of your listings, tons of older baseball. So yeah, I had that binder that I showed off. So I wanted to, my plan was to list football, since it is football season, and we're kind of the downhill stretch of football popularity in cards. It's, basically, like, especially for new stuff, it sells the most leading into a season. So that's why baseball sales are declining. Football sales are probably starting to decline. Basketball sales are still kind of up from where they were a couple months ago, because we're now early in the season, but that'll start to decline as well. And then we'll see it all start moving back up. January, that baseball market starts to heat up. And then football is kind of wacky. I still don't understand the football market, but that's also because I'm not as active selling football. So the plan was to list football, and I did. I listed 200 football cards to start, but Card Dealer Pro is still not accurate with modern football. So it was taking me forever. Forever, relatively speaking, compared to what it took me to list the 70s baseball cards. So it was taking me forever, and I'm like, okay, screw it. I've got so much stuff to list. Let's list what I know I can list very quickly, efficiently, get those numbers up. So that's why I went to the baseball. And I had a lot of baseball greats sets, which are, hot sell. I cannot believe. So I listed probably a couple hundred of the baseball all-time greats some from, I think most of them were from 1982. And then there were some from 1980, SSPC from 1980. And then I think TCMA from 1982. And those sold like hotcakes. Let's see. Where are we at? So I sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was in one transaction. Plus that person bought some other cards. I wonder if I know who that person was. I do. He's actually the guy that bought a bunch of my new stuff. Whenever I list in bulk, he usually puts in a big order. So thank you, Ben. Let's see. So that was 6. I know there were some others. Let's see. Oh, one of the Rod Carew sold. One of the Bo Jackson rookies sold. Let's see. A lot of just one of the 77 Topps base cards sold. Up. Here's a big order. Here's 9 cards. So that's what, 15 of those baseball greats. I think at least 3 more sold. So probably around 20. Some more WNBA autographs. Oh, there's 3 more. I think that was the first. So yeah, roughly 20 of the baseball greats sold. So I think that's good. I had a ton of overnight sales. So I think that was just part of. I had Sunday and Monday were really Sunday and Monday were really slow in sales. And then all of a sudden it picked up yesterday, but I think it picked up because I added so much new inventory. A lot of my sales were driven by the new inventory, and I sold a lot of the cards that were listed. Let's see. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Dean is also with us. What's up, Dean? Good morning, Herman. What's happening? Dan says I sent off a 10-card order to SGC on October 20th, received my cards in hand yesterday, November 1st. How about that, Dan? Dan's video, if you want to link that here in the chat, drop that link. Dan put out a video. I need to watch that. That's on my to watch list this morning. Ed, what's happening? Good morning to you. John has 20,091 Fleer. What's up, John? The days of reminiscing about one shelf. The one shelf days. The one shelf days. John says aroused C3PO for 3 figures. So I did list the 1977 Star Wars C3PO goldenrod card. The comps on that card are all over the place. One sold at auction, and I was only looking at raw copies. One sold at auction for like $150, and one has sold for like $60. So it's the prices are all over the place. Mine is listed right at $100 or best offer. So I will entertain offers. I haven't received any offers yet, but it has several watchers and several views already. So we'll see what that does go for in the end. Cooter says, good morning from Maggie Lev. Dad is driving, but listening. What's up? What is up? Drive safe, Cooter. Royals 417 says, at one time I could put all my cards in my backpack and head to school. Couldn't do that today. Those were the days. I mean, kind of. Those were the days in some sense. Those were the days. Those were the good old days. What's up, Matt? I had back in the day, and this was probably when I was, I don't know, 7 or 8. I had I was a Cubs collector back then. I've gone through several versions, eras of Cubs collecting. The first of which was in like 1989 or 1990 as a little kid. And I had my Cubs collection, and I think I remember getting 100 Cubs cards. And that was like, oh my God, I've got 100 Cubs cards. And I would carry them around in one of those McDonald's Happy Meal lunch boxes, those plastic lunch boxes that you got with a Happy Meal. Of course, no penny sleeves, not top loaded, just banging corners against the edges of that lunch box. Those were the days. John says that card will sell. People love the C3PO. It is, and there's not too many listed on eBay. I mean, there is and there isn't. By the way, speaking of not too many listed, I bought a turkey, my first original turkey red. I bought a Cubs turkey red yesterday. And it's an absolute beater. So when I receive that in the mail, I will show it off. So yeah, there's not too many. Somebody has a pair of them at auction with a day left. The current bid is at $53 plus shipping. Another one is at auction for $60 plus shipping. Another one, 3 days left in this, $10 plus $5 shipping. So there's a lot at auction. So I'm just going to put mine up. Here's one at $90 or best offer. Here's one $200 or best offer. We're looking at the Star Wars C3PO goldenrod where he's got the dong error card. Here's one $125. Those are all raw copies. I thought about submitting it to SGC, and we'll see. I won't be seeing my buddy Matt from 5 Star until a week from Saturday, which is, I don't even know what day that is, but that is the Northern Illinois card show in Rockford. So, and I think Matt's going to be set up there to take submissions. So if I haven't sold the C3PO, goldenrod by November. I think it's the 12th. So today's the 2nd, Thursday's the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 12th. Yeah, November 12th. If I haven't sold it from eBay, I'm going to submit it. November 12th, Northern Illinois Card Show. November 19th is the Madison Card Show, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive. And then the following Saturday, so I'll have back-to-back-to-back card shows. November 26th is the Janesville Card Show. So I will be a dealer in Rockford on the 12th. I will be a dealer on the 26th in Janesville, and I will just be walking the floor on the 19th in Madison. Depending on, I'm losing a lot of dealers to the Chicago Sports Spectacular on November 19th. There was no other way around it. The venue was the only other weekend I had because I did not want to go up against Tony's show in Oak Creek, which is this coming Saturday. The following Saturday is always the Rockford show. And then my show is usually the 3rd or 4th Saturday, depending on Sheraton availability. So I wanted to have it. I wanted to have it on that Saturday of Thanksgiving because we had a great show the Saturday of Thanksgiving last year. But the venue was not available. So I had to have it the 19th. So I'm not trying to purposely go against the Chicago Sports Spectacular because that's bad business, because it hurts. It hurts. It hurts from customer standpoint because there's less dealers. It hurts from a dealer standpoint because there's less customers. But it is what it is. And it's still going to be a good show. Not taking away from that fact, but I do miss some good dealers. I think I'm missing like 8. Now, a couple of my regulars that are missing on the 19th are one's going to be in San Diego. And then I think another's going to Florida, maybe. But then like 6 or 7 are going to be set up in Chicago. But I've nearly made up for the lost dealers for new first-time dealers. So that's good. So that's November 19th, Madison Card Show. Let's get back into the chat. There's Dan dropping the link to his YouTube reveal of his SGC submission. Let's see. John says, Maggie Lev, if you ever need to get back at your dad, let me know. I'll send you my list of cards I need. Let's see. Good morning, Michael. What's happening? Mick4347, good morning to you. Let's see. So many vintage singles from 60s and 70s high numbers and pretty much doubles in sets I want to move. What's the best way to move them? What site did you say? So the best way to move, especially 60s and 70s, I would say is eBay. eBay is going to be the best way to go. And that's what I exclusively use eBay to sell. Outside of, setting up at card shows or the occasional, I don't like selling on social media. I like to keep it all on eBay. But every once in a while, social media. There are some vintage groups on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, that's an option. But I think the most eyeballs is going to be eBay. You listed 200 cards in one day. I listed 1,200 cards yesterday on eBay. I used Card Dealer Pro. And it's through Collects Card. Just check out carddealerpro.com. There is a subscription to it. So it depends. You can get various subscription levels based on scans. You're going to have to, and you don't need a feed scanner. For some reason, when I restart my computer, all of my passwords get lost. So bear with me here. I'm trying to log into my account. Login failed. I wonder if I can. Okay, I had the wrong password. Pricing. If you go to Card Dealer Pro, there's pricing right there on the tab. Let's see. You can schedule a demo. Where's the pricing? Did it click on pricing? So I pay $100 per month, and I receive 10,000 scans. So say you've got 5,000, if you got 5,000, you can buy a 5,000 scan plan for $60 a month, $59 a month. And then you'll have to, get them scanned somehow, whether you take pictures with your phone or a camera, upload them to your computer, and then you can just upload them into Card Dealer Pro. Then the AI takes care of the list. It'll download into a spreadsheet, and then you upload the spreadsheet into eBay using File Exchange. So that's what I use, and it's really accurate for vintage. It's really accurate, and that's how I listed. I listed several hundred 70s cards, a few 60s cards yesterday into my eBay store. Let's see. Matt says, "Good morning. What's up, Matt?" John says, "I tried for a Cracker Jack this week and whiffed. Bummer." Yeah, Cracker Jacks are expensive. I only have one Cracker Jack in my collection. It's a Joe Tinker. And unfortunately, SGC wouldn't slab it because it was too brittle. Too brittle. Yeah, they are pricey. Turkey Reds, and I was texting a friend, and I'm like, I picked this up. They're super rare. And then I went to eBay. I'm like, oh, okay, they're not super rare because I think there's the one I bought was a Frank Chance Turkey Red, and there's 3 on eBay right now. Now the lowest priced is like $250, but the one I bought was far less than that, but it's like probably it won't. SGC won't. I highly doubt SGC will slab the copy that I bought because it's just in really bad condition. Herman sold a hockey card yesterday. That's what you got to do. You got to keep listing that hockey. Get some soccer on there. You got to list hockey and soccer. I'm telling you. Mick says, just don't have the time to list unless there's an easier way than just eBay. Unfortunately, I don't think there's going to be, unless you bulk it out or sell it as a lot. Listing singles, eBay is going to be the best way to go. Now, there's ways to make it quick. I listed 1,200 cards yesterday, one day, 1,200 different cards to eBay. But I also have a Card Dealer Pro subscription. I have a Fujitsu feed scanner. I've been using File Exchange, so there's a learning curve. It's not something that you can just do in one day, and then poof, you've got 1,200 cards listed. So there is a learning curve with it, and there is going to be some cost involved. Andrew says 2022 Topps Archives has 2 cards, Jeter and Randy Johnson with the Marlboro sign in the background. Any thoughts on that? I did see the Jeter. I didn't see the Randy Johnson card, but I did see the Jeter. I think it's I was gonna say I think it's funny. I don't think it's funny. I think it's unique, interesting. Like I'm anti-smoking, but I don't have a problem with it because it's kind of a play on 89 Fleer, and I get it. We're like anti-tobacco these days. I'm anti-smoking, but it is what it is. So I don't have any problems with it. I think it's quirky. I think it's quirky. I like it. Mick says I have 2,500 doubles with high numbers near mint to mint. Max says everyone has time to list. Let's see. I agree with that. You just have to make time. I say all the time, I have time. I just choose not to make time for certain. I want to say I need to make more videos like on Card Dealer Pro. I have the time. I just choose not to make the time to do some of those things. So yes, Max is absolutely right. George, what's up? Good evening to George. John says most years have set builder groups on Facebook. There are a couple good Facebook groups for vintage. I bought the Frank Chance in one of the vintage groups. I think it was a tobacco group, tobacco card collectors. Let's see. You are welcome. And by the way, if you have any questions, there's a right on the website. You go to Card Dealer Pro. There's a link at the bottom. You can schedule a live demo. There's the link in the chat. You can schedule a live demo with Ted or Fred, and they're super helpful. Let's see. I bumped my phone, and Siri is wanting to know what's going on. Shut up, Siri. Okay, get that out of my pocket. Running out of space on the table. Let's see. Dan says, do you still appear on Hobby Hotline? No, I am no longer on Hobby Hotline because the only times I can do are Tuesday nights. But now Tuesday nights are kind of the my de facto trivia nights. So Friends of ours, that's like their date night when they have a babysitter. They have a babysitter every Tuesday night. So we will go to trivia, and it's just kind of, sometimes it's random last minute. So I had to cancel like, I think 2 out of 3 of my appearances on Hobby Hotline. And so finally, like the third time, it's like, I'm just gonna have to step away because it's not fair to the schedulers of Hobby Hotline. So no, I am no longer on the Hobby Hotline panel. I still watch, listen. I guess today's Wednesday, so last night I'll have to go back and watch last night's. Let's see. Abraham is with us. What is up, Abraham? Good morning, Johnny Boy Cards. What is up, Victor, the rookie card specialist in the house? So let's just tack on. So I listed 1,200. I kind of talked about it already, but I listed 1,200 items in my eBay store yesterday. I listed the first 200 were football, and then I went into some of those baseball greats sets from 1980 and 82, and those are hot sellers. So if you're looking for like low dollar stuff to sell, those baseball great sets from the 80s those move really well. And I sold, like I said, about 20 of them to different buyers. Like almost as soon as they were listed and into last night. So those sell really well. And then I had the binder of like it was a binder of, and I showed the binder off on a previous episode. It was mostly like there were some 60s cards, a lot of 70s cards, and then some early 80s cards as well. So I listed a whole bunch of cards from that binder. And that was actually a bulk of what I listed. So about 1,200 cards new in my eBay store. Link to my store is in the description to this video. So check that out. If you buy 7 or more cards at regular price, automatic 25% discount. That comes at checkout. I'd like to add more cards to my inventory, but I sold so much, which, hey, that's the goal. Sold so much yesterday and last night that I'll be shipping all day. So that's the benefit. Let's see. Tops. Actually, let's go into Goodwill because that kind of matches up with what I listed. So Goodwill, most of what I listed yesterday in my eBay store was from this latest Goodwill pallet, the 8th pallet. I have, I think, 1 box left to go through. I had a couple boxes left in my car. I went through 2 of them. I'm going to put out a video. It's kind of like Al Capone's vault. Although it's not empty. So it's the hype is like Al Capone's vault with Geraldo Rivera. It's like, ooh, there's and I could hear like it's this gunmetal gray box, and I could hear like there's hard it's not like just soft cardboard like carrying around those old Cubs cards in my plastic McDonald's lunchbox. No, this is this gunmetal gray thing, can, box, but I can hear hard plastic banging. Ooh, that means top loaders. So I decided not to open it up. I wanted to open it up on camera. So I did a video, a recorded video that I'll upload to YouTube later today. So it's kind of like Al Capone's vault, but I will say there's stuff in it. But is it going to be a disappointment like Geraldo was disappointed in 1986? Or is there going to be something special inside? So you're going to have to see. It's only a 10-minute video. So that's going to go up later today on YouTube. There was another box that had some decent stuff. A lot of it was like new stuff that was rubber banded. And it's like, and a lot like 2018 tops. And I'm like, oh my God, there's going to be an Acuna rookie, and it's going to be, the edges are just going to be ripped apart from this rubber band. But there were no Acuna rookies, no Soto rookies. But there was some decent stuff. Actually, there was a Paul DeYoung camo numbered to 25, and there was Zach Greinke vintage stock out of 99 that was in that box yesterday. So those were some nice finds. And I think I have 1 more box from this latest Goodwill pallet, and I'm trying to get rid of my bulk so I can make room for more. The back stock area is just overflowing with cards. Let's see. Clark is with us. What's up, Clark? Oh my, Geraldo Thompson. Yes, Al Capone's vault. What's inside? So Goodwill is nearing an end. One box to go. Let's see. Let's talk about Black November blowout cards. And I'm a big fan of Blowout's Black November. What's up, Red Light 34? So Blowout cards does this, and last year was kind of an anomaly because everything was crazy. Everybody was buying everything, not literally. Figuratively speaking, everybody was buying everything, especially when it came to sealed wax. So there was essentially no deals on sealed wax in 2021, but we're back to somewhat normal days. We have cards on the shelves at Walmart and Target, and Blowout is back to celebrating November with their wave deals. So it does appear that they're going to be more than just once a week, which I like the multi-day waves, which in past years they've done like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or maybe a Tuesday, Thursday. It seems like this might be a Tuesday, Thursday, because I think they released Wave 1 on Thursday last week. Wave 2 came out yesterday. So Wave 2, I think back in the chat, Kyle said he bought twice as much in Wave 2 as he bought in Wave 1. I have not bought anything from the waves. I did buy like 48 hanger boxes of the 2017 WWE Heritage, which I've opened about half of those. I'll open up a few more on December 10th. We're going to do a Couch People Christmas party, Rip-a-Palooza. We're just going to hang out on StreamYard for 6 hours and rip cards. So whoever wants to join can jump on. Even if you don't have anything to rip, you can just jump on and join in on the fun. It's Couch People Christmas party. I'll have and wear ugly Christmas sweater if you want. So we'll do that on Saturday, September. Saturday, December 10th. And I'll probably start the stream at like 4 p.m. Central, and we'll go until like 9 or 10 p.m. that night. And I may have to step away to get like pizza. I'll have to order delivery or something. Or maybe not delivery, but DiGiorno. I'll have a 6-pack on hand, so we'll have a good time. Saturday, December 10th, we'll just say 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central Time. Stream will be open to anybody who wants to join, except no sex bots. No sex bots. So that's December 10th. Let's see. Andrew says, what year did Bowman Baseball regular hobby boxes go from 80 to 150? That was between the years 2017 and 2018. So I had bought a case of 2017 Bowman for $797, which comes out to, I think, like $70. But I also got that was from Breaker, who gave me his discount. So $797 divided by 12. So $66, but I think retail was 80 at that time. So that was in 2017. By the way, I ripped and flipped that entire case and lost $200. $800 hobby case of Bowman in 2017, and I lost money. And now hobby cases are what, $3,500 for the same amount of cards, 12 boxes, one auto per box. Let's see. And then yes, they nearly doubled in 2018, coming off the heels of Aaron Judge. And that's when I stopped buying Bowman hobby. I've bought a few hobby boxes here and there in the last couple years, at like $300 or $400 a box, which is insane after paying $66 5 years ago. But yeah, in 1 year, they almost doubled in price. So that was between 2017 and 2018, which 2018, we were coming off the heels of Aaron Judge Mania in the summer of 2017. And then to double dose, a double whammy, we had Shohei Ohtani, who was in Bowman 2018. So we had Ohtani Mania into 2018. So blowout, wave number 2. So I did not buy anything on wave number 1, although the Heritage hanger boxes were cheaper in wave 1. They were $4.88 per hanger box, which is a fantastic deal. They're still on sale, but $1 more, $5.88, which is still good. I bought mine for, I think, $5 each a few weeks ago. So I bought plenty of those. That was really the only thing that kind of interested me in wave 1. Wave 2 has some interesting deals. Let's talk. I think most of us are baseball fans in here. So I'll start with baseball. Black November baseball deals. They've got Topps Chrome black hobby boxes from last year, 2021, for $100. That doesn't seem like too much of a sale. 2014 Topps Heritage Baseball Rack Pack. This is interesting, $20. I can't remember what's in 2014 Topps Heritage. So 2014 would have been, was that the 64 design or 65? So 2017, I think, was 68. 16 was 67. 15 was 66. So 60, that would have been the 65 design, I think. So that's, and I can't remember what was in that set. The only one that really piques my interest, and I think this is going to be a good deal long term, like short term. Not short term in the grand scheme of, like, I think you'll be able to flip this and nearly double your money in 4 months. 2015 Topps Chrome Update Mega Box for $60. I think that's a fantastic deal. Now, Blowout's regular prices are skewed. It's not exactly, I think you can find those. They have it listed as $150. I'm sure you can probably find them for cheaper right now anywhere else. That's just to inflate their sales and how their discounts. So they have them for $60, which I think is a great deal. Now, just a couple years ago, they were like $25. Topps Chrome Mega Box. Now, and part of the reason those prices have come down is because Chris Bryant was like the name guy to get in those boxes, but he's now not the Chris Bryant of old. He's struggled the last couple of years. So there's one on eBay right now, $150. There's one at auction for $30 plus shipping. And that ends tonight. So there's not too much. So the only one on eBay is legit $150. So I think that's a good deal. 2015 Topps Chrome Update Mega Boxes for $60. I think that's a great deal. I think you'll be able to flip those in a few months once baseball picks up. And that's what I've seen a lot when I've bought boxes from Blowout's Black Friday sales, is by March, April, you can double your money if you're buying the right stuff. And I think that's one of the and those historically I've had success. I mean, Blowout must have bought a ton of that stuff, because they've been on Black Friday sales like for the last 5 years plus, since 2015. But I've had success flipping those. I've had success. There was a 2019 Heritage High Mega Boxes that had Tatis and Vlad Jr. rookies, and Alonso and Eloy. I had success on those. Andrew says it makes no sense. I know. John says Red October rolling into Red November. Matt says, been buying my top sets through Facebook. Haven't bought a hobby box of Flagship for a couple of years. Been getting Series 1, 2, and Update for less than the cost of one box. And that's the crazy thing about, when I kind of started getting into selling again in 2014, 2015, I'm like, ooh, I'm going to buy these sets. And a lot of it was spurred by a Craigslist collection I bought of basically stripped down. It was from like 77 to like 85. And it was like 200,000 cards of 77 through 85. But all the like top rookies were pulled. But it's like, man, 78 tops. I've got the starter set, and I'll just pick up the stars and the rookies. But what I found was I would spend, back then, say a 78 top set was $100. I would spend like 70 to get the stars and rookies I needed. And it's like, I'm not making any money doing this. There's no money in building and selling sets. Unless, I mean, there is, but you have to be, smart about it. And if you're getting the cards at the right price. So yeah, if you're into, and I know some people don't like just buying sets outright. Set builders are unique. There's some that just, they want to go the cheapest route so they can just mass build multiple sets, and buying them as full sets much cheaper than ripping them through hobby boxes allows them to buy or build more sets. or buy more sets, collect more sets. But some people like the old-fashioned way of ripping packs and building them the old-fashioned way, or digging through dime boxes and dollar boxes. John says, I see dealers constantly building sets at shows. Vintage, it's fun to watch. Absolutely. Let's see. So let's go back to Blowout. So the 2015 Topps Chrome Update Mega Box is $60. There's also the 2017 Topps Chrome Update Mega Boxes. Those are on sale for $80. That was a fun rip for me. I pulled a Superfractor out of that when it was released in 2017. Christian Arroyo. And I think that Superfractor that I pulled is still on eBay. I sold it for, I think, $200. Let's see if Christian Arroyo Superfractor is still on eBay. It was at one time. They sent it in to get graded. No longer on eBay. But I think somebody who eventually, it looks like it was sold. It was sold. Yep. It graded a BGS 9.5. So they sent it to Beckett. I don't know what this means. So maybe somebody can help me out. It's photoed 2017 Topps Chrome Christian Arroyo Superfractor BGS 9.5 with 10 PSA crossover. I don't know what that means. It's only pictured in the Beckett slab. There's only 2 photos. But that's the card I pulled. It's sold. It doesn't look like a best offer was accepted. It was listed for $299 plus $10 shipping. But it doesn't say best offer was taken. So essentially it sold for $309 shipped on October 2nd. So just a month ago, exactly 1 month ago, for $300. I sold it raw for $200 in 2017 or maybe 2018. I think I had it listed for $300, and I eventually took a $200 offer. So that's 2000, and I pulled one from, and I bought that box from Target.com and pulled a Superfractor. Let's see. Andrew says, building a set is awesome. John says, I needed a 70 Ron Santo to finish the set at the National. Dealer said he just bought one from a guy who has 2 more. The dealer was building sets on the spot to sell. That's pretty cool. There's probably, and what I'm talking about is there's no money in doing it, is the way I had done it. And it was also like late 70s and early 80s sets. There's just, now vintage, yeah, you can probably do it much easier and make a much higher margin than building a 1978 top set. The way I had, say I had, how many cards were in 78? Was it at 792 yet? I don't think it was up to 790, 660 probably. Say I had 620 cards and the 40 I needed were the top rookies, and the 78 top set sells for what, $100, and I'd probably have to spend 50. 726. I did not realize they went that high. So say I had 700 of the 726, and the 26 I needed were Nolan Ryan, Dale Murphy, what other rookies were in there? Jack Morris, he might have been on with somebody. But say I needed those, and I might have to spend $40, $50 to get those raw and to sell for $100. If I enjoyed it, I think that would be one thing, but I didn't enjoy it. And I wasn't building vintage, older vintage. I guess 78 technically is vintage. I wasn't building the older 1970, 1960s sets. Come on, focus. There we go. Focus. So we're going through Blowouts Black Friday. Some baseball deals, those mega boxes, those are always good. I'm looking at this and I'm like, holy crap. Actually, this looks like this might be a good deal. 2016 mega box case. That's only $22. So who was in now? The better part is who was in that 2016. So let's just go to eBay and see Topps Chrome Update Mega Box 16. There might not have been any rookies, and that's why it's only selling for essentially $22 a box. So There's some listed. Everything on eBay is listed for $50 to $60 at 22. Enough meat on the bone. Let's see if any sold. Those are listed prices. One sold about a week ago for $56 shipped. One sold in September for $56 shipped. So that one sold for $67 shipped. So what a sealed case of 2016 Topps Chrome Update, a sealed case on August 20th, so September, October, 2.5 months ago, sold for $700 shipped. Right now on blowoutcards.com, you can get a sealed case for $350. So that may actually be something I go buy today. So those are some of the deals. There are football deals, there are basketball deals, there's soccer deals, there's other sports deals. I don't know, but just go out to Blowout Cards if you're interested. Blowoutcards.com. I don't know football and basketball, especially sealed wax, so I can't really comment. But I can comment on baseball. 2016 Topps Chrome Update Mega Boxes, a case for $350 is a phenomenal deal. One sold on eBay for $700 just 2 months ago. So there you go. And I don't know who's. Let's check out the. They actually might have the check. Sometimes they put the checklist on the page. Oh, that's a trending deal. Where's the baseball deals? Trending November. Baseball. Here we go. Let's see. That's a hell of a deal. Does not have additional info, tags, does not have. So I'm curious who was in 2016. What rookies? Chrome Update Mega Box. So these are basically Topps Update with like 2 Chrome packages inside. Cardboard connection. I know 2015 had Chris Bryant, Carlos Correa. Those were the hot rookie. Oh yeah, 16. I think I bought a case of this last year, as a matter of fact, or 2 years ago. Trevor Story, Tim Anderson. Because I said, oh, this is going to be a banger. Let's see. Set checklist. Come on. There we go. So it's got Trevor Story, rookie, Miguel Sano for Jenny, Kenta Maeda. Just going through the rookies on the Chrome checklist. Nomar Mazara, Jamison Tyone, Tyler Naquin, Blake Snell, Julio Urias. Let's see. Jose Barrios, Corey Seager, Michael Fulmer, Michael Conforto, Luis Severino, Steven Piscotty, Aaron Nola, Kyle Schwarber. Hey, Kyle Schwarber. I wonder what those Schwarber rookies are going for. 2000 Topps Chrome Update Schwarber, especially he hit another home run last night. I miss Kyle Schwarber. Looks the rookie debut. I think that's the only one that's in the Chrome is the rookie debut. Looks like it's about a $5 card. Let's see. Sold. Schwarber. Let's see. One sold at auction for $250. That one sold for $8. They're all over the board on Raw. $5 plus shipping, $6. That one sold for $2. So they're all over the place. So yeah, I forgot Schwarber had rookies. Is that the Chrome checklist? That is the Chrome checklist. So yeah, so Trevor Story, Kyle Schwarber, Aaron Nola, Blake Snell, Jose Barrios. I thought Tim Anderson had a rookie in this, but I guess not. I'm not seeing Tim Anderson. I guess I can do this. Oh, Tim Anderson. Okay, maybe he's in 2017. Let's go back into the chat. John says, Schwarbombs, did you see the kid who whiffed on catching the 1000th World Series home run last night? I did not watch any of the World Series last night. We went to dinner. My mother-in-law's birthday dinner last night. We went to a place called No-No's, which I had been mispronouncing it. It's spelled Nonnos, and I thought it was Nanos. It's Italian. It's probably the best. It's probably the most authentic Italian restaurant in Madison, and it's unassuming because it's in like basically a strip mall, but it's very authentic. and about as authentic as it gets in America when it comes to Italian, because nothing comes close to the real thing. So I asked. Our waiter was Italian, and he's like, "It's no-nos," and no-no is I didn't know this. I want to learn Italian. No-nos is grandmother and grandfather in Italian, so it's no-nos. I had, and I couldn't pronounce the dish, but it's roasted pork, roasted pork with risotto, and I'm shocked I didn't wake up with indigestion last night because it was so filling. Like, it was so much that I couldn't breathe. You know, when you eat like something heavy, like all that cream in the risotto, and I was like uncomfortable. And I had my Peroni, which it's not really very good beer. Italy is wine. They don't do beer well. But hey, when in Rome, have a Peroni. And I was so full, like uncomfortable, like I couldn't. And it's like I can't just go lay on the couch because that's just gonna cause havoc to my insides, and I'm gonna wake up with like chest burning indigestion. So it was really good. It was really good. I'll probably get up. Usually I start getting indigestion like after, like, I wake up in the morning, feel great. I come sit down, have a cup of coffee, and then that acid is probably not good for, all of that cream and risotto and pork that's sitting in my stomach, in like trying to make its way up into my esophagus. John says best Italian food is in Brazil. Oddly enough, been to Italy. I've never been to Brazil. And South America is not like, I would rather go to Italy. Like, I would rather have a vacation in Italy every year than go to someplace new. Like, Italy is just now, and I've only been there once. So if I've been there like 5 times, maybe that would be different, but I love Italy. Paige and Deanie Bean says, great trivia. Peroni is good. I'm not a big Peroni fan. Like, I drink it, and when I was in Italy, I drank it because it was like the only beer they make, a Peroni, and what was the other beer they had? They didn't have beer selection was pretty slim in all the places I was at. Kyle says Blowout has some NASCAR at 60% off recent eBay comps. Heck yeah. No wonder you spent all your money on Wave 2. John says, I was just told just as many Italian immigrants headed to Brazil as America in the early 1900s. Interesting. Italy has the best gelato. Oh my God, the gelato. I flippin' love. I think I've probably shared this gelato story. So when I worked for the previous company I worked for, the headquarters, the corporate headquarters was in La Cañada, California, which is basically right next door to Pasadena. So we stayed in we had like every quarter, the company hosts kind of like a get to know the new employees. And so when I went, this would have been 2014. I had just started. So 2014. And it was we were all in business development. So they had like a special business develop. Usually it's like people from different job titles. But when I went, it was like all sales guys. So can you imagine like 15 sales guys from all across America getting together and getting to play in Pasadena for a week? So our first night, we meet like the executives at this Italian restaurant in Pasadena. And one of the guys with the company, and I think he was the first. He was the first one to be voted off the island. He didn't last with the company too long. His name was Kurt. He was from Atlanta, and Kurt was sitting next to me, and like true Italian waiters, and our waiter came out and brought us gelato for dessert, and Kurt just scarfed down the gelato, and the waiter comes back around, and Kurt goes, hey man, can I get some more ice cream? And the waiter just looked at him with his nose in the air, and he goes, sir, it's gelato. So that was like for the next 7 years, 8 years that I worked with the company. One of the other guys that was worked in my office, we were in sales together. We went out there as part of this, and so that was like it's gelato, sir, it's gelato. So that was fun. Kurt didn't last much longer. He also, I think I can't remember what happened at when we had one of our training sessions. He kind of made a scene, and it's like, I don't know if this guy's gonna last. He didn't. I don't know if he lasted 2 months after. Dan's gonna take pierogies over Peroni. Let's see. My wife won't let me buy a $1 house in Italy. I want to move there. Hey, John, we can move in together because I want to move to Italy. I look at some of the hey, you can buy this house for $1 because these small Italian villages need people to move there. And it's like, oh my God, this is a dream. So we can be roomies because, I'm like, I'll see those articles pop up. We love Searching for Italy with, damn it. What's the guy's name? He's in a show we started watching last night also. It's on CNN, Searching for Italy with Stanley Tucci. An amazing show. So yeah, we're big Italian fans, big Italy fans. Let's see. Cannot believe you nailed the proper pronunciation of La Cañada. Yes, sir. Have you ever met a decent Kurt? Now that I think about it, I do. I know a Kurt here locally, and he's a good dude. Andrew says no. John works with a bunch of Kurts. So what? There was one other thing I wanted to touch on. Oh, Topps has released some of their release dates for new products. Sports Collectors Daily tweeted this out yesterday. Bowman Chrome is coming out end of this month on the 23rd. Cosmic Chrome, which somebody in the chat mentioned this the other day. Cosmic Chrome, I think it's $250 for a hobby box. It comes out on November 16th. Heritage Miners, that's one of my favorite products. That comes out on the 23rd as well. Is that Thanksgiving week? I'll try to get, I think I'm going to buy one case of that. Let's see. Oh, that's on Black Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, for Heritage Miners and Bowman Chrome. Triple Threads, that's above my pay grade. That's on December 1st. Heritage High Number comes out December 7th. And then they've announced Bowman Inception for January, but a date has not been announced. And then Bowman Draft was not on that list, but I'm pretty sure Bowman Draft has been pushed into January, and I don't even think they have a date announced for Bowman Draft. George says, you met Kurt Warner, right? Was he decent? Yes, Kurt Warner, super nice guy. My Kurt Warner story, so he was with the Rams when I worked in radio. In the Rams training camp was in the same city that I worked. So for 2 years, I would cover Rams training camp morning and afternoon. That was like the best job ever. And so Kurt Warner was there. So this would have been what, 2000, would have been the summer of 2003 and the summer of 2004. And Kurt Warner, so we had 1 year, we were able, the media ate lunch in the Thompson Hall, no relation, Thompson Hall cafeteria with the players. So Kurt Warner was standing right in front of me in line, and like I didn't like, because we were just in line. If a player comes up, you just let him pass ahead because we're just the media trying to get free food. So Kurt Warner standing in front of me, and we had like a brief conversation, but the only thing I remember from it, I think because I was like kind of starstruck. It was my first year, and I was 21 years old. He loved the Salisbury steak at Thompson Hall at training camp, and he's like, "Have you had the?" And he was excited about it. He's like, "We got Salisbury steak. Have you had the Salisbury steak?" And I'm like, "No, is it good?" And I'm like kind of caught off guard. Like Kurt Warner loves the Salisbury steak. So that was my super nice guy. Like, I mean, super nice guy. Let's see. Ed says a move to Italy would be, would be negative EV to your shipping bottom line. Ooh, yeah, that would not be good for the bottom line on shipping costs from Italy. There's no more anticipation in the card market. Too many releases. John says, I believe Kurt Warner worked in an IGA. No, Hy-Vee. He worked at a Hy-Vee in Cedar Falls, Iowa. That's where he was called into duty. And I was so ironically, I was at training camp when he came to the Rams. Well, he was signed and then went to training camp, and I was there like as a fan and got his autograph like multiple times. He was like a third stringer, like signed out of the Hy-Vee, like bagging groceries at Hy-Vee, and now he's at NFL training camp. And then Trent Green goes down with injury, and then boom, the Kurt Warner story was born. So that was fun. That was because I would the training camp in Macomb was just about an hour and a half from where I grew up. So I would junior high and high school would go down and watch it, and like dreamed of, oh man, I could go to Western Illinois University and be a volunteer at training camp. And then fast forward a few years, and I get a job in radio in Macomb and work as a broadcaster and get to meet Kurt Warner and listen to him talk about Salisbury steak. The first time I ever saw an iPod was at training camp in Thompson Hall in the cafeteria. Adam Archuleta had an iPod. I had never heard of it. And one of my coworkers was like, whoa, Arch has an iPod. And I'm like, what the hell's an iPod? I'm picturing like pod people. And he's like, oh, it's from Apple. And I'm like, Apple? Are they still around? I was picturing Apple as like those old Apple IIs playing Oregon Trail. Like, what the hell? Apple? I didn't know Apple was still in business. And now they're making a pod. And so Archuleta like shows, he's like, oh yeah, you can put 100 songs on this thing. And he's flipping through like all his songs, and it's like, oh my God, this is amazing. So fun training camp stories from 2003 and 4. So I think that's what I had for today. I get double shots today. I get my COVID booster and my flu shot today at 4:00. So hopefully I don't feel like absolute dog crap tomorrow morning. So if I am late or I say I don't feel well, I'm not going live tomorrow morning. That's why. Everanium, what's up? So that's why double shots this afternoon. So I'm gonna let them put a fellow who never leaves the basement doesn't really need shot, right? Although I do have triple whammy of card shows coming up, so I'll be around a lot of people. So I don't want to get. I never got the flu shot until I got the flu again as an adult. I went 20 years. And I do go to Walmart. Yeah. There should be like a Walmart shot to protect you against whatever diseases is running rampant through Walmart stores. I didn't get the flu. Like the last time I got the flu before like 2016 was probably in like 1999 or 2000. I was in high school or college. And for 20 years, almost 15 years, I never got the flu. And then I got the flu, and it was like the worst thing ever. And then I got the flu again like 2 years later, and I was always anti-flu shot. And so when I got it the second time, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get the flu shot now. So getting the flu shot today, getting one arm poked so the government can track me, getting the other arm poked for the flu shot. The Walmart shot. 3 shots of tequila, you'll be fine, right? So that's what's going on. Have a great Wednesday. I will release a video, Al Capone's vault, what was in this box, this gunmetal gray box of cards. So that'll be posted later today on YouTube. Check out all the new inventory in the eBay store. Link to that store is in my description to this video. 1,200 cards added yesterday to the store, so check those out. That's what I had. So thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Have a great Wednesday, and we'll chat tomorrow.